All right, so we're gonna do another quick little stream tonight. We've got a couple new decks that I put together. I don't know what exactly we're gonna get to here at this point, but we will see what we can do. Just give me just getting set up here. I'm still trying to get my streaming configuration all dialed in. But we'll get there. We will get there. So probably, I don't know if we're going to have any viewers tonight. I don't think we've got any right now, but you know what? That's fine. This is testing purposes. So we're going to try and make some high quality content. See if we can help some people figure out what decks they want to play in the upcoming standard. So let's go ahead. We've got decks for the night. I've thrown a couple together there. This is the one I think I really want to play with right now. We've got mono-red flame. This is actually a list that I actually got from, it was a 5-0 competitive list from Magic Online. So we'll go ahead and run this out here. Let me see, it looks like my, let me make sure my stream's actually working here. Hold on just a minute. Just a minute here, and we'll see if we got everything all good to go. There we go. Alright, so we got... Is my... I wonder if my webcam's frozen. We'll check it out here in a minute. Might have some problems, might need to restart the webcam, but so this deck is basically a take on mono-red wizards that I was playing back in Standard before it rotated. Fanatical Firebrands, G2 Lava Runners, Shocks, Lightning Strikes. Runaway Steamkin seems to be pretty good right now. I'm not sure if it's going to make the final cut, but we'll check that out. Flame of Keld, Vishendu Pyromancer, Goblin Chain Whirler. Risk Factor, I'm not fully sold on Risk Factor yet, but it's worth a try. We've got Wizard's Lightning, and then we've got 22 Mountains at the moment. I think this might be more for sideboard than anything, but we will have to see going forward. So let me just pop out here and check real quick, and that should be good. Stream's going. I don't know why it looks like the video might not be. The video might not be updating. I wonder why. Let's try a test. Well, chat's working. I think is audio working? But give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and pop back out here. If anyone's watching, my apologies. I want to make sure that everything is working as intended. So no recent activity. Let's go ahead. We might want to... I'm going to pop out here to Twitch and make sure that we're live. Yeah, no, we're live. It looks like just we're having issues with the desktop app. So we're live. Yeah, no, we're live. It looks like. All right. So probably not gonna. I'm having some issues getting chat. So we might have to. We might have some problems with chat. So if you're listening to this and you can see, go ahead and Go ahead and drop us a line in chat if you've got a second. I want to make sure my chat feed is working the way that it's supposed to be working here. I'm trying some new streaming software tonight. It looks like it's not behaving well, but that's fine. Alright, let's go ahead and let's try and rip one through. I'm fairly certain we're working here, but let's have to wait and find out. So let's go ahead and do a constructed event. Let's go ahead and play monoredflame. Let's grip it and rip it. So, I've played this deck a little bit so far. I'm not sold on its power level yet, but we will have to, we'll have to do some more testing once the meta kind of settles down a little bit. This hand isn't great. It's kind of a soft start, but I think we'll keep it. I think we'd be hard-pressed to find a better 5, or a better 6 for that matter. And as always, lead off with the Fanatical Firebrand. Poke in for a damage. I think he's kind of our default replacement for Beaumont Courier going forward. Stitcher Supplier. Nice. We might run into some problems here if they continue to pile up the yard. I think what we might do, we might wait a turn. I think I might, if we're going to get rid of that, I think we'd rather throw in a shock or something, or get a chain whirler to get some real value out of there, so we can keep Fanatical Firebrand on board. So it looks like I've seen a lot of these green-red or green-black decks that just throw in a bunch of 1/1s for some value. I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to pass turn. I'm not seeing much that we're going to want to do there. Ooh. That might be a problem. So I think we let it hit the table, then we smack it with a shock, I think is what we do. So that way they don't get to pick a card. Which is fine by me. Let that resolve. I'm all for denying them their value. I'd really like to rip a chain whirler off the top here, but I don't. Or see, this is the problem, I think, but with running 22 land, I think that's just way too many. Because we're just, I mean, we've seen more lands than spells, and that tends to be really, really problematic for an aggro deck. That's fine. Finality seems pretty good. I play a Pilfered Imp. Basically, a Thoughtseize on a stick there. I think we might. We're probably gonna kill that. Well, no. Let's wait. We don't have to do that right now. Let's see if we can get a. No, just a Pyromancer, which is still fine. I wonder. We'll see. We can't. I don't think we can respond to them sacking, so we'll kill that during our turn. We'll play another mountain and pass. I don't want to trade those 2/1s for 1/1s. I think we're going to do the same thing here, or we just throw it at their. Nah, I think we'll just use that and kill their freebooter. So unfortunately, we're kind of running out of gas here. I would really like to see. Oh, there we go. Ask and ye shall receive. That would have been nice a couple turns ago. Unfortunately, that's giving them stuff for their graveyard, but that is going to allow us to poke them for some damage there, and I don't think they've got anything. And then opponent scoops. So alright, let's hopefully this works. My apologies if it doesn't. I've got some new software. Actually, hold on a second. I will be back in 2 minutes. Alrighty, and back. Sorry about that. I left my vape in the other room. Let's go ahead and try for game number 2. Let's see if we can get lucky and get another easy win. I think I definitely want to drop the land count a little bit. The 22 seems a little on the high side. You can always go with the good old-fashioned mono-red sideboard strategy and bring sideboard lands in for games 2 and 3 if you need them, if you need to bump your curve up a little bit. Not really thrilled with this hand, but I think we'll keep, because we do go first. I mean, we know our turn 1 and our turn 3 play. Well, depending on what the opponent presents. I feel bad. I actually had one game where I had played Risk Factor 4 times against my opponent and still managed to lose. Combat. I'll attack. So let's see. Let's see. Are we going to see some... Oh no, this is just... Oh, this is beyond bad. Beyond bad. I think what we are going to do is we're going to combat. And I think we're going to cast these risk factors at the end of his turn. Let's see, are we going to see... Oh yeah, well... Glad we kept up that Chain Whirler. We're going to get some real value now. Let's go ahead and risk factor. I'm still not sold on this card, but I've been known to be wrong before. Let's see, we'll go ahead and we can Chain Whirler, clear the board. Our opponent was obviously having mana problems. But that's kind of the trade-off with these mono-green decks. They have so many token producers or so many mana producers that they can afford to do that. I think we do that. I don't think... I think we combat. Send in the team. See what we can get away with. I think we'll save a risk factor for the end of their turn. Drop a Lava Runner. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, unless they're not showing their black yet, they shouldn't have access to any sweepers. I'm more concerned with this, Steel Leaf Champion. That's fine though, but I think we might have them in a position. Let's see, are they gonna let us draw or not? And they're gonna scoop. So I don't know. I'm still not sold on that. 3 risk factors. I mean, that is, in theory, that's going to be 24 points of damage that we can throw at our opponent. So, all right, there's two games in a row with 2 scoops. So let's go ahead and let's go for game number 3. I'd like to see... There's a couple of decks out there that we just have really bad matchups against. Primarily I think mono White Knights is really bad for us. I think green white isn't good either. See, we're on the draw. We curve out nicely. We've got 2 wizards for our wizards lightnings. I think we keep. I don't think there's a reason to not keep that. And I think a fanatical firebrand would have been good there, because now they can basically ramp into a turn 2 steel leaf champion. Ooh, Druid of the Cowl instead, huh? Oh man. We're going to get so much value next turn. So much value. I think we're going to have to kill their Druid of the Cowl. And swing in. Try and take them off mana. Because obviously, if they would have had a Steel Leaf Champion, I think they would have played it. So, it looks like they might be trying to ramp up for a Gigantosaurus. These are going to be really hard to deal with. So I'm almost wondering if we need to switch to a burn face strategy. I think we want to keep that Wizard Lightning, though. We'll hold on to that, because they've got a lot of other 3-drops that can be quite problematic. So I think we'll Chain Whirler. And then we wait. Yeah, these big creatures are just really hard for red to deal with. It would almost be worth it, I would think, to splash white in this deck just for Conclave Tribunal. Because that card seems to do a lot of work. Let's see, what do we do here? Let's see, I kind of wanted to save that risk factor, but we might have to use that next turn. We might actually want to force them into letting us draw. Play a Lava Runner. And then if we wizards, well, we don't want to, we want to leave 2 up at least, so that way they don't rabid bite us. So I think we'll go in. Block. I think we use our G2 Lava Runner. So that way we have the potential for getting the most damage out of our next turn. I think we go ahead and we risk factor now. It's going to be really hard for us to swing damage in, unless we can juke, or we can bait them into blocking Chain Whirler. Oh, and they let us draw. So I think we need to try and ramp for an explosive play on the next turn. So I think we still have a chance to win. I think what we do is Chain Whirler, Lava Runner, Pyromancer. So that way we can get their 5/5 off the board. Assuming that they don't have another big creature to play. Which they might. Druid of the Cowl, that's fine. Okay. So, alright, I think this is where we're going to try and get... We're going to try and get dirty. Let's fire. Do we have enough? Let's see if we're going to throw 3 there. 2 there takes him to 10. That puts us at 3. 1 more. So I think we Pyromancer. We might have to hold the Pyromancer back for a block, which is fine. And I think we Wizard's Lightning, the Druid of the Cowl. Then we firebrand. Then we go to combat attack. I think we just go in with the steamkin and we keep the firebrand. And then I think we just end turn. So I think we're in a very good position to be able to do 6 to them. We've got blockers. That's fine still. That's still fine. That is still fine. So they are going to attack. They're not going to attack. Okay. So now the question is, do we lightning strike them? No. So pop, pop, pop. I think we end combat. Go to turn. Yeah. Good game, opponent. When in doubt, throw lightning bolts at their face. So I'm going to try something here to see if this actually mutes my mic. Let's see. Alright. Let's see. I'm going to do an audio test here. I'm still testing stuff out, so please bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. I'm going to do an audio test here. I'm still testing stuff out, so please bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Let's see. Audio test. So we've got... That's a pretty bad hand. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan that. I don't think that's keepable. This is probably even worse, but no. Oh, well, they delivered. So we're going to get lucky on occasion, and we're going to get the lands we want. This deck usually mulligans fairly good. The problem is we just end up losing so many threats when we do that. Ew. That has to die. That card is bonkers. That's actually a card that makes me think that maybe, I think green-white tokens may have a shot this standard. But that's why I run Chain Whirler. So let's see what else we've got going on. We're still... I don't know if I'd say we're necessarily at a disadvantage. We've got board state, but those lava runners are fairly anemic. I would almost say that might be a... Ooh. Okay, this is one of those situations where if I think we need to kill this before this gets out of hand, but I hate to waste a lightning strike on a 1-drop. So I think we'll swing in. I'm fairly certain they're not going to block. But I think what we have to do is we have to kill this, because that's going to get out of hand. I don't know what they've got in their hand for the next turn. I know white and green have a lot of... They could basically just have dumped tokens on us. And let's see if this is what they would have done this next turn. Well, that's just a 2/2. Albeit it makes tokens, but it's still just a 2/2. I think we... We swing in. Let's see if they offer up the block, which they're not going to. So we've got a real dilemma here. We can save up for a risk factor, which they're probably going to let us draw cards. I think that's what we do. Or we play the Steamkin. I think we need to get the most efficient use of our 3 mana this turn, so I think we're going to risk factor. Or they could take the 4 damage, which I'm perfectly fine with that as well. Being able to set up for a 4th mana so we can have 2 drops next turn, I think is going to be really key to us not just getting completely overwhelmed. Because they may only have 3 cards in hand, but this deck has so many value cards, 2-for-1s. I think there's a 3-for-1 for sure. The one that makes tokens and then buffs all your tokens. Oh, there we go. That's value. That could have been a lot worse. That could have been a lot worse. But that does unfortunately really cut down on our ability to swing in next turn. So I think what we will do is we'll risk factor. Let's see what they let us have. I'd be surprised if they let us have cards, to be honest. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. So unfortunately, we still don't have a land. We can do 4 damage to them right now. I almost want to say I think the Steamkin's the bad play. I'm almost tempted to let them try and risk factor, because they're probably not going to let us get away with that again. This is a real tough one. So let's. I think we're going to swing in, see if we can force a bad block. That gets 2 damage through. I think we end turn. We'll risk factor. I think we're going to actually... Do we pitch the Steamkin? Because then that leaves us with the ability to have 4. Yeah, I think that's what we do, is we'll pitch the Steamkin. Assuming they don't have some crazy way to gain life here. I think that would be our downfall. But I don't think I've seen the Loxodon Restorer getting played at all. Let that resolve. Oh, sorry, here we're trying to... Our Twitch app is having some problems here. So let's resolve. But that's fine. That is perfectly fine. So I think we're going to risk factor. We're going to pitch a Steamkin. Submit. I think we're going to get our 3 cards. Wow. Good game, opponent. Good game. So that was interesting. I did not anticipate that happening. Vanquisher's Banner. Huh. All right. Well, let's see if we can go for another one. Let's see if we can get our opponent to give us a little bit more of a fight. That last deck could have really gotten out of hand, though. Specifically, if we hadn't killed that 2/2 that was generating tokens. We've got removal. We've got setup. I think this is a keep. I think this isn't necessarily the best hand we could ask for, but I think we definitely have something to work with here. Really starting to actually think this might be a good, I don't know if I would say a good card, but I'm willing to think that this might be a decent card. The Runaway Steamkins I'm not as sold on anymore. Maybe in Blue-Red Wizards he'll be better, but I'm not. In this aggro shell, I'm not super impressed yet. Although there have been a couple of times off stream where I was able to get some real value out of him. So we'll have to see. One second here while we wait on our opponent. Come on, opponent. Let's get her going. We don't have all night. I know it's situations like these where we start to get really impatient. One of the reasons why I don't normally like playing control decks. Alright, we will keep opponent. Alright, let's go ahead and see what's going on here. We got anything? Alright, so I think we're going to play Mountain and say go. Opponent is probably on Boros. Yes, so we're going to really be glad we have these removal spells in hand. The Boros decks, they have a good removal suite depending on the build, so I'm a little hesitant to play a Steamkin this turn, but I think I want to take the gamble because it's got a really high upside. And I mean, what's the worst they're going to do? They're going to use a removal spell to get rid of it. Which, I mean, we don't really have a lot of creatures in our hand, so... Let's see, what's our opponent going to play? Mentor of the Meek. Whenever another creature with the battlefield under your control. Okay, so I think what we do is we play a Steamkin. We shock his Mentor of the Meek, because we don't really want to give him a card draw engine. And we swing in for 3. So that's the one thing I do like is your Runaway Steamkins do get buffed fairly quickly and become actual threats. Let's see. Is our opponent going to give us... Yeah, that's not really anything I'm too worried about at the moment. Let's see. I think I'm going to let that go because he's showing, because they do run that one split card that gives a creature +2/+2, and I don't really want to risk losing a Steamkin. Or you can just shock it anyway. I don't really care. So we can Steamkin we can... I don't know if we're going to get perfect use of our mana. If we had a wizard in... Well, we do have a wizard in play. So let's go ahead and play our Vishanu Pyromancer. I don't think... We might be able to start charging our lasers. Actually, no, we won't be able to charge our lasers, but that's fine. We can get in for 3. So, definitely that could have gotten a lot better on our end. Unfortunately, now we're going to start looking down the barrel of some of their larger creatures, like if they get an Aurelia down. Direfleet Daredevil's a problem. In the main board, huh? So he's probably... Yeah, he's getting one of our shocks. I mean, he can take our Pyromancer, but he's not getting our Steamkins unless he has another shock in his hand, which I'll take a 2-for-1 all day, every day. But that doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. All right. So the question is, I think we risk factor now. Is he going to take the damage, or is he going to let us have 3 cards? See, that's the reason I wish I could choose what's going to happen to me. So we'll go ahead and we will combat, attack. Let's see if this ends up... If they end up chump blocking. First strike damage is fine, normal damage is fine. Now the real question is, do we risk factor now taking them to 4? Nope, I think we wait. We wait to see if we can bait them into losing a burn spell, or losing some sort of a removal spell. My apologies if it seems I'm drinking a lot of water tonight. I'm not necessarily feeling in the best of health. So I want to get make sure I stay nice and hydrated so my body can be all nice and healthy tomorrow. What does our opponent have? Our opponent doesn't have anything, so I think what we will do is we're going to go ahead and risk factor. Our opponent going to take the 4? Well, so be it. So we're not going to be able to... Well, no, we might be able to. Let's see what our opponent's going to do here. Chain Whirler would have been an optimum draw off the top there. So they could have, looking like they might have some sort of removal in their hand, which is fine. Ooh, I think that was a mistake, unless you plan on killing that one. If that's the case, then no, Wizard Lightning isn't going to get us around that. But you know what? That's fine. I don't care. You can have that. We'll end turn. So, unfortunately, the longer we let our opponent live, the longer that lets them dig into cards like Aurelia, which is fine. But we do have them at 4. So realistically, we need to draw one more burn spell. Or a Chain Whirler. Or a Fanatical Firebrand. Or another risk factor. But no, we're going to draw another mountain. Because that's just our luck. I am going to be really, 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 really upset if we end up losing this match because we just drew lands off the top. Okay, we've still got plenty of life. Still have plenty of life. So, give us... Well... Do we try? No, we don't do nothing. I think we pass turn again. So, we have, what? 4... We have 3. We're on a 4-turn clock with the current board state. Waiting patiently to draw something that isn't a mountain. So that's generally when I run mono red decks, I find that 18 to 19 lands is usually sufficient. 22 might be just a few too many. Oh, and here we go. Good game, opponent. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to be a dick. And I don't think they've got life gain. They don't have counter spells. And there we go. So, our first actual game tonight as far as I'm concerned. Alright, let's give it another go. Let's see if we can get her there. Alright. So I know I've been really enjoying the open beta. Seeing lots of decks. I know it's funny that I'm basically playing the same deck, but there's a lot of upgrades. And the deck isn't... This hand isn't great. One of the weaker starts, but I think I'll keep it anyway just for the removal. Just with the amount of creature decks that are running around right now. This deck, it lost a lot of explosiveness. Losing Soulscar Mage, losing Beaumont Courier, and losing... I think we don't attack there. So that way we do get value out of it when we need it later. Because I'm worried they would have shocked it. But I guess maybe we wanted them to... We wanted them to do that. That's fine. Now let's see. Let's get them to burn it now. I think that was a mistake. We should have swung in. We've got a lot of gas in our hand. We've got answers to pretty much just about anything they can play. But I have a feeling we're going to get Chain Whirlered this turn. So maybe I should have held that back. Yeah, I think that was a mistake. No. Nah, it probably still is a mistake. Yeah. But that's fine. I don't think that's going to be... I don't think that's going to be the end of the game for us. Although maybe having that extra 2 mana, 2 damage on board would have been good for us. Let's go ahead and Wizard Lightning. A Wizard Lightning for 3 is still a good Wizard Lightning. Let's see what our opponent has for us. Ooh, a Steamkin. Let's see. Does our opponent have Shock? I'm going to feel really bad if he does. Oh. Well, that's fine. I wonder if the opponent's playing the same thing we're on. That's fine. We'll just sit here and build up mana and lightning strikes. Wonder what our opponent's got up his sleeve. Hey, that's fine. Go ahead and throw all your removal at my face. Play Pyromancer. Maybe he could have been holding up a Chain Whirler. But even if he is, that's fine. Vishanu Pyromancer is basically a 2 mana shock that you occasionally get some damage out of. Well, isn't that delightful? We really only need to be able to hit him with this 2 times. And then he's dead. We got 12 in hand. 12 in hand, chat. Who's going to win the lightning strike race? Well, he's already used up 4 of his 8. Is he going to swing in? Oh. This is going to be bad for our opponent. Unless he's got a lightning strike to the face. A lightning strike to the face. And we'll hold up in case we need to burn down. No, we don't. And we're going to go ahead and do 3 to the face. Followed by, guess what? 3 more to the face. Unless they have a Wizard's Lightning and a Shock in hand. Good game, opponent. Good game. Ooh, I fight with fire. I find that an oddly fitting reward for that matchup. Well, here it is. Let's see if we can run 7-0 with mono red flame. Oh, I have a feeling he's probably blue-white control. Yet again, not the best hand. This guy's been fairly decent in Standard so far. He was fairly mediocre last Standard, but you know, he's really pulling his weight. So I wonder if our opponent's on... He could really be on anything at this point. So it looks like, let's see, if he is on Demir, see, there's a solid chance he has a cast down this turn. There's a solid chance he might be running board wipes, although I don't think anyone's really running board wipes right now. I think I want to hold the Chain Whirler up because they do some... If he's running the Surveil build, he has a lot of 1 toughness dudes. You know what? We're going to do it anyway. We'll give him another target for cast down. What's our opponent up to? I have no idea what our opponent's up to. Let's see. Is he going to kill some stuff? Let's kill some stuff, opponent. Well, let's play a... I'm going to be really sad if he's running some sort of... I think there's a 5 mana sweeper in black right now. Okay, anticipate. That's not a very good... I don't think that's a very good card. I could be wrong. 4 mana. You can do a lot this turn. Ravenous Chupacabra, that's fine. I think we'll go ahead and let that go. I don't think we want to end turn anything. Let's see what we draw. I don't think a Whirly Boy is gonna get us there. So we hit him with the Chain Whirler post-combat. That'll take him to... Actually, yeah, okay. Combat, attack. I'll attack. Maybe he'll take a Lava Runner. No, he didn't take the Lava Runner. I think if he takes the Lava Runner, we win. Do it. Make the bad block. Make the bad block, opponent. Nope. You didn't take the bad block. Then we, Chain Whirler. And we pass turn. Maybe since he was tapped out, we should have cast that Wizard's Lightning. So I don't think there's any point in playing the Steamkin. I'll attack. You might have a cast down for the chain. No. No, does he have a cast down? I could have a Vraska's Contempt. That could be really bad for us. Because that puts them right outside. Did we play that wrong? I don't think we played that wrong. The problem is now he has mana, he has a grip of cards. I know he's got Vraska's Contempt to gain life. He's got I'm really drawing a blank at any other blue-black cards that lets him draw life. He's got a Dream Eater. A Dream Eater could spell problems for us. Just plain counterspell can be problematic for us as well. Enter the battlefield, you draw a card. Your opponent discards a card. I think we're going to go ahead and get that counter out of your hand. Oh, you don't have a counter. Alright, well, we're kind of we're at this weird position where, well, man, we get it. So, yay for us. We went a full 7-0. We went 7-0. First 7-0 I've done this standard. So, I think this, let's see what we get reward-wise. Will we get double our gold back? We get 2 rares. Let's see, we get a Lena, Selfless Champion. I don't think that's good. Sacred Foundry, of course, we already have a play set of those, so hopefully that fills our vault. So yeah, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We went ahead and we ripped a flawless 7-0 with Mono Red Flame of Kelp. So I want to go ahead and I want to play just 1 or 2 games here real quick. This Blue-Red Wizard deck that I put together. It's got the, I guess I probably could have, do I have time? Nope. The cancel button doesn't work. But this is basically Blue-Red Wizards with the Steamkin Frenzy combo in it. I'm not sure I like the build. The build, oddly, of course, is going to have a lot of components that are the same as the Mono Red Wizard or Mono Red Flame of Keld build. But like I said, I'm still not 100% on this build. I may want to. I think this build would almost be better with the budget Snapping Drake or Crackling Drake combo. I guess it isn't really combo. But, that's fine. We might want to, I don't know if we want to worry about those yet. But the thing is this version doesn't run Chain Whirler. And yet again, I think Chain Whirler is just too good of a card to not run right now. So we've got, they're going to gain a little bit of life. That's fine. We're not blocking. But I believe what we will do is, ooh, we're set up for just a delicious hand here. We can go ahead and cast a Lava Runner, and then we can shock a Vanguard, get a counter. We can shock a Vanguard, get another counter. So that leaves us with the 3 counters. That's fine. We'd be in prime position to draw our Experimental Frenzy next turn, but I don't know if we're going to get so lucky. And that's problematic. Do we want... I don't really see a need to... Because lightning striking, I don't want to sacrifice my Steamkin. And I don't really want to play that quite yet, because we still would have... Actually, you know what, we'll do it anyway. And then pass turn. So, unfortunately, we're in a position where we've already done a lot, and we've done nothing at the same time. So that's why I'm still not... I don't think this version of the deck is the right one. At any time when you're trying to do burn and your opponent has life gain, that just makes things really, really difficult. Do Do we kill the life linker? So that's 9, 10, 11. I'm not going to block because we are in a position where if we didn't draw a land for the turn, we could have set up a real explosive snapback on our opponent, but now we're not going to be able to do anything. I think we play a mountain and pass. I mean, we're not completely done. I mean, if they have another heroic reinforcements, we pretty much lose. Well, we don't lose, but we're just back in a bad position. Well, I think we're going to lose anyway, so... Oh, well, we tried. Like I said, this version I'm not super keen on, but we'll have to come back to it. So, alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to cut it early tonight. It is almost my bedtime, so thanks everyone for tuning in, or if you're watching later, thanks for watching, and then you have yourselves a good night.